monstering!
Happy monstering, and welcome to episode 61 of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything My Singing Monsters related. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
And Monster Handler Mike.
Mike, your first episode of the futuristic year of 2020.
Woo!
Very
Future.
exciting.
Technically, I was on last episode.
Were you?
Well, I was behind the camera.
Yes, but it's always exciting to see. Yes, but it's always exciting to see your beautiful face here behind the desk here at My Singing Monsters Live. We've got some exciting things coming at you today on this episode 61. All the stuff you know and love. We got quick questions with Monster Handler Matt. We got monster pieces. We got a composer piece. But first things first, we need to begin every episode the way we begin every episode of My Singing Monsters Live on our new home of YouTube with an announcement of how the giveaway works. So, how does the giveaway work, Monster Handler Mike?
Well, now the way that the giveaway works...
That's right, because it's changed a little bit from the old halcyon days of Twitch.
Well, we're keeping you quick on your feet like a pango. And you just gotta put exclamation mark. Now, usually I go like this, but that's not an exclamation
That's incorrect. That is not the correct character.
Exclamation mark giveaway.
That's right. It's changed. So, all you need to know is you need to put exclamation point giveaway only once.
Not twice, not thrice. Once.
In the chat.
Yes.
And that is how you will be eligible to win today's giveaway, which will we announce at the end of the episode here on episode 61. So, it's a new year. We've already had one episode, but I thought we could do something cool.
Cool.
Starting with this episode 61, and it's a little feature I'm calling On This Day.
On this day
in Monster history. And what's cool is that I want to take a look back on this day, January 10th, and look back to see if anything relevant or interesting happened back during the history of not the My Singing Monsters universe, but actually the My Singing Monsters game series and when monsters were released, announced, whatever.
Question.
Yes, Michael.
Is this specific to the 10th, or is this like the week of the 10th?
Well, you'll find out as soon as
I'm excited!
we call it up. Monster Handler Eric, who's operating the camera, please, everyone say hi, please call up the graphic for today. Here we go. So, did you know that on this day in 2014, the ethereal hybrid Socks first appeared?
Really?
What's cool about Socks is that it, perhaps more so than other monsters, was a specific response to fan requests to create a monster that had a saxophone-like sound, and separate fan requests to create a wolf/fox-like
So it's
monster.
like a fan
So we
monster.
combined the two together into Socks.
I love Socks.
Yes, Socks is a wonderful monster.
6 years ago.
So you mentioned it earlier, but it was one day off, so I figured I'd include it because Rare Quibble came out one day later in 2015, and that was the first time that the Rare Quibble appeared. Notably, what's cool about Rare Quibble is that its multicolored keyboard helped inform what the young Quibble's keyboard looked like in Dawn of Fire. And then we sort of combined the lore together in a way that we weren't necessarily expecting, but we thought, well, that'd be cool as a feature to include. So there are your
cool stuff.
Yes, there are your two quick factoids having to do with this day in
On
monster
this
history.
close to this day in Monsters history.
Thank you, Michael, for that proclamation. Speaking of proclamations, we want to tell you about some exciting things happening in My Singing Monsters this weekend, January 10th, 2020. We've got an out-of-season special promotion on all three hulas. We got Common Hula, we got Rare Hula, we got Epic Hula, a.k.a. DJ Epic. Sort of the combination of the three is the entity known as DJ Epic, operating the very coveted, very chic club box on Earth Island. But these monsters are available to buy and breed on both Air and Earth Islands this weekend, alongside some excellently monster-sized discounts on featured diamond packs. The treasure chest, the cart of diamonds, and the diamond dumpster. Moving over to Dawn of Fire, we've got 50% off all Starhenge themed decorations. We hope that you took advantage of the amazing All Celestials available sale that was available
I see
over
what
the
you
month
did
of December,
there.
and so now you want to make sure that your Celestials
You wanna
have
make
some
them pretty.
Exactly, some cool decorations to look at. And of course, the Starhenge themed decorations can go on your continent, on your other outer islands, but such decorations as the Celestial Chest, the Sand Fountain, the ingot display
favorite?
are, I don't know. I think the Hourglass is a very pretty
my
one.
favorite.
That's a very pretty one. And you've also got a featured sale on coins in Dawn of Fire as well. 25% off. Sorry, 25% more in all packs, except
bang for your buck.
for 50% more in the featured pack, the Barrel of Coins. So that's what's going on in My Sing Monsters and My Sing Monsters Dawn of Fire this week. An excellent opportunity to top off your seasonal collection. The only other seasonal to appear on 2 islands is...
The only seasonal to appear.
Other than Hula?
Yeah. Let me think.
I'll give you a hint.
It would be. What's that hit? Oh, Gobbledygook!
Very good.
I was like, what is this supposed to be him falling?
That's
Okay.
Gobbledygook falling
I
from
was
the
like,
mouth
I
of
was
the
like,
living core.
The funny thing is, I quickly went through plant, and I was like,
Oh,
of course.
Michael. All right, yes, Gobbledygook. Okay, so with all that cleared out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes of today's episode. That is, of course, quick questions with Monster Handler Matt and Michael. Why don't you make use of our excellent teleprompter and tell me exactly what it is that I'm going to be answering on today's episode.
Before I do that, do you know what's really fun right now? A little behind the scenes
What?
action. Right now, I see myself in the past by 10 seconds on the screen in front of me.
It's like that scene.
Hi!
It's like that scene in
Yes.
that classic Mel Brooks film.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Team Virus, Imperio Team Virus. How long can a pom-pom's fur actually grow? You know, as it states in the description, that it could grow very long, but how long is long?
This reminds me of the little tongue twister that you did. How much?
How much wood could a
Grog?
woodchuck?
No, how much could a rare stog grog or whatever? Okay, so how long could a pom-pom's fur grow? Just about as long as it wants. It keeps it carefully coiffed, wants to make sure that it maintains full flexibility and versatility, because of course as a cheerleader like Monster, it wants to make sure that its fur is never an encumbrance, never getting in the way of any of its sweet dance moves or its cheers. So it can grow infinitely long, but Pom Pom makes sure to keep that under control.
So you're saying a centimeter? A foot?
I'm not giving
meter?
any express.
A mile?
I don't know how short it actually keeps it. It varies a little bit from pom pom to pom pom, but it can grow ad infinitum.
Galaxy Bit. How do monsters like Gloptic, we know the Gloptic,
Yes.
Eat.
Quad element psychic.
when they have no mouth?
I posit this to you here, Galaxy Bit. Where is the mouth on an octopus? Not necessarily visible all the time. It's got that
Oh, I see what you're saying, I see
beak-like
what you're saying.
appendage,
You're saying-
sort of tucked up in under the rest of its tentacles. So
Okay.
it's entirely possible that the Gloptic's mouth is just in a part of the monster's physiology, its anatomy, that isn't necessarily visible as it's playing its music on its mucus-like strings.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes?
Toe jammer,
Yes?
things can go through the pores.
That's right.
Can
It's
it
sort of a
eat that way?
semi-permeable membrane.
Could it eat that way?
No. That's just sitting aqueously
within it.
somewhere else. It still needs to pass via the digestive system of a toe jammer.
Just
All right,
checking,
what's
just
next,
checking.
Michael?
Thwunklins.
Great name.
No, Thwocklins, not Thwunk. How does Yuggler make the metal balls float? Is he secretly a Jedi or something?
Oh, forget Baby Yoda. We got to talk about Baby Yuggler here. with Jedi. Obviously, Yuggler as a part psychic elemental, a fire psychic elemental, has access to some of the psychic leanings of the family that it belongs to, and therefore is able to harness a little bit of that power. Manifests itself in its ability, A, to float, and B, to manipulate the metal orbs that it uses to create its sound. It is not a Jedi, so far as we know. No lightsaber that I've seen. Not that all
you've seen?
that I've seen. If Yuggler had a lightsaber,
You don't see Yoda's lightsaber for a long time.
I know, but we've seen it. If Yuggler had a lightsaber, what color would it be? I want to hear what people think in the chat
question,
as we move on to the next question.
Super A Gaming 064. Do you wonder if that's a reference to Nintendo 64? I wonder.
Nah.
Can the Outer Islands be recreated one day, or will they be gone forever?
Certainly the evidence that exists currently suggests that the Outer Islands blipped out of time and space, out of existence, at around the same time that the continent broke apart into the separate elemental lands and were remade as the natural islands. It was around that time. Not precisely, but around that time. It's unclear if if the dimensional gate, that rift, will ever open again and the Outer Islands will spill back out. In the meantime, though, where those Outer Islands once were, Titans, gargantuan beings separate from singing monsters in the monster world, have sort of taken up residence in those areas. We know that Kravlaft, the Titan, is existing where Space Island once was to become Psychic Island, and the Titan Fesad is where Fairy Island is. Yes, Fesad.
So, Keek Stew. Sorry if I say your name wrong, but I'm trying.
Incorrectly.
What's your personal favorite Wordo? I know mine.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question of you because everyone should know what mine is.
Mine
Talker.
is Stewart.
Stew or meat? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you know what? I like Talker. That was my first guess, but I think I really like Parlsona. Parlsona has a very pretty singing voice, and I like Parlsona's blend of nice, pretty elements, but also some monstrous elements like the hooves and the claws and stuff, and the horns. So, try not to show any favoritism here to Stewart. You can see.
I want it. Never mind. I'll save it for later.
Okay.
Legobot 144. Can other monsters get as old as Epic Chorister?
Can other monsters get as old as Epic Chorister? Why, yes, of course. There is something unique going on with Epic Chorister, though. It could be that its aging, its maturation, is accelerated, perhaps more so than other monsters. It seems that in the same amount of time that a common chorister can sort of dilapidate into an Epic Chorister, other monsters are still sort of doing their thing. Exactly. So it could be that it's operating on Narnian time, or you know, time flows at a different, or you know, Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar. He's there. He's there crying.
It's very sad. I cried.
Oh, it's very sad. But maybe there's something like that going on.
Adam N. What does the N stand for? Who knows? Does
We'll never know.
Bridget
Bridget
like
the Fairy Elemental.
to
Yes.
read the 3 Billy Goat Gruffs?
You betcha it does. As a troll-like monster, it enjoys chilling in the space. No, not like a villain. Quite the opposite, in fact. Preparing special pots of tea for guests and entertaining them with its chinstrument. That's not the sound, but.
Lazaro the Noggin.
Yes.
Who's the voice of Toe Jammer?
Who is the voice of Toe Jammer? That's classified information, and you know what? That's why you tune in to My Singing Monsters Live, is to get that classified information. Toe Jammer is voiced by none other than My Singing Monsters composer, Dave. Monster Handler Dave. Also the creator of My Singing Monsters.
We love everything. How are
That's the user,
That's the
to be
username,
clear.
Yes. How are thumpies light enough to bounce around, but heavy enough to make this a big sound on its drums? Now, to this, I would argue there's light things that you bounce and they make
a big sound. But you know what's also interesting about the thumpies? As non-natives to the monster world, I think, this is my opinion, the evidence that I've gathered suggests the following: that thumpies' gravity in the Thumpyverse works differently than it does in the monster world. So, whereas they are totally physically, and by that I mean physics, expected in how they interact with the world, I think in the monster world they have an extra little bit of oomph that they can use to sort of gravitationally bounce down onto their mushrooms.
Very cool.
And they're stumped.
Now, I'm gonna put something out there.
Okay.
Either this is the final question.
Okay.
Or no, I'm being told it's not. But
So you're not gonna put it up.
Well, okay. Holly,
What's
Jay,
your plan
well,
here,
no,
Michael?
I was like, wouldn't it be fun if we had a rapid fire section where you have a minute and it's just as quick as you can through as many as possible.
Okay, well let's see what happens. All right, go.
You want to try it? Okay,
Yeah,
let me
let's
get.
just see what
let me
happens.
get. Nope. I'm being told not. Holly J.
The producer.
How does a shell beat acquire their drum? What's it made out of?
How does a shell beat acquire their drum, and what's it made out of? It is made out of material that it collects from the ocean floor of the living ocean. And it assembles it sort of based on intuition. And shell beats are interesting because they're normally quite shy monsters and weren't necessarily too confident in their musical ability in the first place, but they've gotten very good at playing the drums, and now they are the experts in it. So it's materials that they collect from the floor of the living ocean.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I'm told this is the last.
Okay,
question.
can you read this username correctly with all of its various diacritics?
Yeah, cyan tree.
Okay, go for it.
Boom. When were you most amazed by the community? I can see Eric wanted to end off on this nice, happy note.
I was most amazed by the community.
On January 18th, 2017.
No. Pretty much on a weekly basis. This is going to be a bit of a cop-out, but I am always amazed at the references and the patterns and the relationships that we introduce into the game that the community picks up on and then uses in order to sort of guess at what may be coming next. A great example of this recently is perhaps there is a little bit of method to the madness of the monsters and the relative rarities of each of the colors of the prismatics entering the prism gate. There is something of a very loose pattern.
Yes, you're talking all about
some
it.
Some mechanism in the chaos. And
sounded like chaos.
Yes, and some of the community has already been totally on top of it. I'm always impressed. So to answer that question, when am I most amazed? On a daily basis.
So for me, I was going to say
This is my bobblehead.
something selfishly about
Yes.
the first time there was something made of me. But I thought, no, that's not. That
It is a nice moment though when you have
Yes.
some fan art created of
I do
us.
always
Humbling,
enjoy it.
if
I
you
do
will.
always enjoy it. But no, the thing that always amazed me, and I've said this to like you guys before many times, is when people create like their own monsters and then animate them, and then like you see them, like, these are awesome.
Yes.
That always.
The creativity of the
amazes me.
community knows no bounds. After all, our mandate is to inspire worlds of creativity, and our community always takes us up on it. The other thing that the community takes us up on is sending in questions that are meant to humiliate and embarrass
I
me.
was gonna say
called the
Stump of the
Week.
I was gonna say Aaron over here,
Yes.
who submitted this question. They're inspiring creativity in
Yes.
me right now.
Okay. So
Aaron,
this Stump of the Week, users send in questions that they hope I will not be able to answer correctly, but sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. No, it's going to be good. All right.
Aaron,
why don't you ask the question? Here we go.
CO8049085 3. When Epic Clamble and Epic Drumpler are out, how many total monsters will be on Gold Hunt? So you have to account for the future here.
I say that this is a trick question because we have no idea whether Epic Clamble or Epic Drumpler exist. Bah, bah,
Okay,
bah. Okay, no. All
then
right,
your
all right. So
answer can be without that?
assuming that they exist. Here we go. 30 natural monsters, 30 rare natural monsters up to 60, 30 epic natural monsters up to 90, 15 seasonals across the 3 tiers, that's up to 105, and then if we count each of the Wubbox individually, Plant Island 106, Coal Island 107, Air 108, Water 109, Earth 110, and then all the rare Wubboxes 115, and then Sugarbush 116. That's my guess, 116.
Answer is 108.
How'd I do that incorrectly? Maybe they didn't count all the
math
Wellbox. Maybe they didn't count. Maybe they counted the Wellbox as one.
That was one? Okay. I'll give that to
We
you.
can look up the math later. But whatever. The long and the short of it is, as per usual, I've been stomped by the community. Rats, I say. Rats.
Dumped. And now we're
But you know
on
what's going to
to-
cheer me up?
What?
Masterpieces.
Oh,
Masterpieces. Beautiful masterpieces. Some excellent art sent in by the community.
Art, Eric.
Here we
me
go.
the art.
By Roshi, here is an excellent little image of various monsters looking
At you, they're like, huh?
Yes, looking at perhaps humans through the lens the same way that we might gaze upon, we might behold a new monster
Mirror.
species that we've never seen before. Who we've got in the mix? We got Emperor, we got Mammoth, we got Furcon, we got Noggin, we got Pom Pom, we got Gasp, we got Edamimi. Edamimi in the mix.
Mimi.
Edamimi in the mix. I like the background here too. A lot of detail. Love the expressions on these monsters.
You always love the background.
I think it's an important part. It's a strong consideration of the art. All right, what's next there? Monster Handler Eric. Oh,
Whoa!
from Gabriella Acalo here is an excellent image of the Pomeli. Who have we got?
Pomeli.
We've got an extended Pomeli, of course.
Yes.
We've got
Wow, there's a lot
epic,
going on in this.
We've got
I love
Epic
it.
Pom Pom there in the upper left. We got Rare Hula. We got, I think there's Gloptic in the mix there too. Epic Hula sort of checking out Gloptic with the DJ Epic mask. Oh, and some Bonkers too, perhaps there in the back. If I'm
I
looking at
love
those correctly.
the
Pom
epic
Pom.
hula. Or the epic pom pom running in the background.
Yes, it's got the plate on fire because it loves cooking, right? And we've got the beautiful Ruba in front. We've got of course Rare, Pom Pom, and then Common Hula there on the far right hand side. I did it. I think I named them all. I hope I named them all. Well done,
I didn't even see
Gabriella Acalo. Here we have from Deponitoxin. Forget it. But the art speaks for itself. A beautiful picture of Incisor gazing upon. I'm gonna guess that maybe. So what I first saw was a heart, maybe in a like inside of glass, but it could also be a small boot.
See, it looks as though it's communicating.
Yes.
Either love or like, give me some food.
Give me some food. Give me some of that sweet, sweet ice, because we know that that's what Incisor is like, chomping down on. It's good for their teeth, not necessarily good for human teeth. Well done, Deponitoxin. From Everton here,
Lots
we
of
have
Pomeli.
An amazing Pomeli-themed array of art. We've got Sousa there with what looks like Gloptic, maybe, or one of the Whimsies.
I think Whimsies.
Oh, it's the Whimsies.
Yes,
it's them
it's
with
for
their
each of the
Whimsies.
colors,
I
each of
get
the
it. I
colors. Yep,
get it.
yep.
It's each them with each of their Whimsies. Sousa has taken off its instrument, and we've got each of the Whimsies there hanging out with diverse members of the Pomeli. We got Sousa with the blue Whimsy. We got Hula with the yellow Whimsy. Hula's there doing a hula hoop. We got Pom Pom there with the pink Whimsy, and we got Ruba using a tear to snatch sort of a poison ivy or a Rapunzel entangled sort of hair having a mind of its own there with the green Whimsy. Very cute. Love the personality that is expressed in each of these art pieces, and I love that they exist as a collection.
Yes.
What a great little thing. From
Another!
Geralt Zero Angel, we have the 3 pom-poms of the common, rare, and epic tier depicted as they would be if they were actually human people. So, we got, and you know what, they've done a great job of sort of taking parts of the anatomy of each of these monsters and turning them into excellent dresses and other clothing pieces for each of these monsters. I like the hairdo.
Monsters.
I like the hairdo.
Epics. And
Where
then
are you
I
looking?
assume right on the belt.
Oh yeah, on their whatever those are called.
Midsection. I don't know.
Midsection, yeah, on their tummies.
Tummy.
Well done, beautiful. From Parka here is
Haunting.
a particularly ethereal representation of the ethereal wisp. Love the glow.
Yeah,
that
I
is
like it a
emanating
lot.
off it.
I also like the gradient almost.
Yes, it's beautiful. I like the way that it serves to contrast the colors inside of the monster itself. You've got the darker background with the lighter pieces up top, and the lighter background with the darker edge of the fringe down below. And love the detail on the fringe. Not too much, just the perfect amount. Well done. From Ruan Jesus, we have, or Jesus perhaps, we have once again a combination of Whimsies and the Pomeli.
I like the way these ones look.
Yes, these members of the Pomeli have sort of been chibi-fied. They're short and squat and very cute, and I like the shape of their eyes. The Whimsies done fairly faithfully, fairly realistically.
They almost look like young versions.
You know what I like? The fact that Ruba has its hair up in a ponytail. You don't often see that.
No.
You don't often see that. That's sort of taking a page out of its sister-like monsters hula handbook.
Isn't this nice?
From Roshi here.
Roshi
Once again, an excellent transfiguration of singing monsters into human form. I like the way that the fringe of the hair sort of extends into the eyes on each of these here. I also like
Very
the
nice.
multiculturalism that's on display in this Roshi image. As a Canadian, it makes my heart swell.
Hula
Way it ought to
reminds
be.
me of Betty.
Yes, I'm getting that sense as well. And Ruba reminds me of someone, but I can't remember quite who.
Yeah,
With just the one eye visible. Okay, excellent. An excellent batch of monster pieces here today.
Great.
Now, usually this is around the time that we get ready to announce who the winner of the giveaway is. So, as that's getting released, as Monster Handler
What are they
Sydney,
winning?
who's been diligently responding and answering along in the chat, what are they winning? They're going to be winning an epic hula in keeping with this weekend's out of season promotion.
That's excellent.
Epic hula. You can place it on your air island. You can place it on your earth island. It's up to you, but what you need to do if you are the winner is send us your BBB ID /friend code either in the comments section or in the chat, preferably in the chat,
yes.
because that allows us to snatch it up and get to it much faster than we would if it's in the comments.
You were able to gift last week right after the episode.
That's right.
because
That's
we
one of
had
the
it so quick.
benefits of this new streamlined format is that we can get the present, the gift, the giveaway out to the winner same day. It's unprecedented. What an improvement over the last system.
So
Where we
speedy.
had to wait until the next week. Ugh. And now, of course, this episode living on YouTube is going to be available immediately after this broadcast
How nice.
on YouTube. Isn't it a wonderful thing? So, do we have the winner selected? Has it been announced for our giveaway? It hasn't?
Who do you think's gonna win, Matt?
Well, Mr. Ma.
We got one.
We'll continue the conversation with Mr. Ma at a later date. I'll say it. The fiery Tom Shrum is the winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Tom
the fiery Tom Shrum. What a great name. That sounds like a monster name in its own right. So, as I mentioned, please send us your BBB ID /friend code, and you will also. What's
I see. I get it. That's the composed piece.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Okay.
What's happening, Monster Handler Eric? Tell us. We don't know.
You don't know.
We don't know.
I like how he's mute now.
So, bear with us, My Singing Monsters Live community. We're using a brand new tool in order to select the winner. We were using MooBot, now we got Nightbot. And so we need to try and figure out all of its peculiarities. Sometimes it has a mind of its own.
It's all good. You can just tell us that.
Great. So, it's all taken care of. It's all taken care of. So,
Okay.
You know what we should do? In celebration of the fact that the hulas are out this weekend, we should conclude this episode 61 with a composer piece. And this composer piece is called Earth World. And this Earth World, I thought was totally fitting because, of course, Earth Island is where, and maybe I shouldn't be divulging the secret, but it's where the secret location of Club Box is, that DJ Epic manages. And it's an excellent rendition of the Earth Island song that was submitted to us by My Awesome Monsters.
You're awesome, monster.
No, that's the username of the person who submitted it. So, if you like what you hear with Composer Piece and you have a composer piece of your own that you'd like submitted to us, I'm sure Monster Handler Sydney is going to put some information in the chat about how you can send that to us, and there's a possibility it might be featured on a future episode of My Sing Monsters Live.
Cool.
If you have a monster piece that you've done that's either related to new content or just any content from My Sing Monsters that tickles your fancy, please post it on one of our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and include hashtag MyStreamingMonsters. And that's how we'll be able to pluck it out from the vast noise of the interwebs and put it here on My Singing Monsters Live. All right, that's all the show that we have for you today on episode 61. I'm Monster Handler Matt.
Monster Handler Mike.
Please enjoy Earth World by My Awesome Monsters, and until next time, happy monstering!